Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I'm here once again with Spellbinders, and today we are going to create a card using the Glimmer Hot Foil System Kit of the Month for July. This is a great program. If you do have this system, this is a great way to build your collection of plates and also the foils, because you do get those as well. But this month is wonderful because it is sentiments. Two different style fonts combined together. So I really fell in love with the one that said, "You brighten my day." So I dug around in some of my dies and I found this perfect one. It was called a Daisy. Now this is available, okay, and actually I believe it's on sale. At least when I filmed this it was. I also pulled out some of my distress inks and I went to town doing some die cutting. So I pulled out some scrap cardstock in greens and yellows, ivories and browns. I'm using my Nuvo sponges to sponge on the color, and I'm using walnut stain, antique linen, crushed olive, mustard seed, and ground espresso. Now what's going to come in your Glimmer kit for your foil is pewter, and it is a beautiful color. It's a nice, I like pewter. It's a deep silver. It's not as bright, but it does have a nice shine to it. So you can see I'm just going around the edges just to give each of these die cuts some dimension. So the colors are really close to the cardstock that I used. I didn't want the shading to overpower it because I think these are really cute daisies. So again, you know, brighten your day, get that. Well, that's what I saw. Again, for some reason, I don't know why, I can be very much inspired by the sentiment. There's a lot of times where when I create a card, it goes off of the sentiment. So if there's a pun going on there, or something like that, it's kind of where the card goes. So for some reason, when I saw that sentiment, I knew I wanted to have flowers on my card. So I'm not using any tools. I'm just bending up the edge of the flowers just to give a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to be using some glue dots just to start the layering. So I'm going to use or place the smaller dot on top of the larger dot, and then take the dots and put those into the center of the white. So you don't get to see too much of the antique linen, but there's just a hint of it there. And then those are going to get placed in the center of the yellows. So we've got a lot of layers going on there. And then once they're all set, we're ready to build, to put our sentiment. So one of these best tricks that I have seen, Yanis Makula had done a video showing to use low-tack tape, washi tape, to hold your plates in place. That has been a lifesaver for me, because I knew I wanted this sentiment in the center of my cardstock, and I was finding, you know, yes, I could just take a piece of cardstock, make it a little bit bigger, see if I get it into the center, but you know, now we're wasting cardstock. You know, we're having to cut it down. We have got these strips now. So by doing this, it's just a lifesaver. So you want to make sure when you do this, one, that you do have, you know, like a washi tape. Please don't put your hand on the plate like I just did. Please do not do what I do, except on some of the things. But you take your plate with the plate facing down onto the cardstock. Make sure your washi tape or whatever tape you're using is low tack. So I usually put it on my skin just to get rid of some more of the tack. But then when you have your cardstock down in front of you, you want to make sure that the foil is shiny side up. When you're doing it on your system, the shiny side is down. Yes, it's still confusing. I still have foil on my plates. Yes. So you can see once I remove the plate, I get this beautiful impression, and it's where I wanted it to be on my cardstock. I do love the two fonts of these plates because of course you have the beautiful script and then you've got the block letters. So it's a nice contrast. I'm going to prop my daisies up using some double-sided foam, and I'm going to place 2 on the right, and I'm going to place 1 on the upper left, because if you've seen my videos before, you know things are in 3s. It's more appealing to the eye. Okay, well, at least to mine it is. How about that? Sound good? I'm going to place my last daisy right on the other side of my sentiment, so that also helps the sentiment to come out and to be part of the focal point of your card. I had an awesome time just placing my leaves in place using my liquid adhesive. I just went to town. Now we could have stopped there, but no, I had way too much fun die cutting these leaves and just placing them. I love building die cuts, especially the florals where you can put your leaves and your flowers and just do all of that. I don't know, I find that relaxing. It's very odd, I know. We're just going to add a few more of the leaves down around the base of the 2 on the right hand corner, just to help accent them just a little bit more. And plus I was having a good time with them. So you can see that's our card panel. Now this panel was cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it will cover my entire standard A2 size card base, which of course is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Usually mine are top folding. This one will now become a side folding card because we are going to make a landscape card. So I'm just going to make sure that my adhesive is adhered down around the side, and I'm just going to trim because I went off a little bit, which is fine. That's why we have scissors to trim our panels, and we're good. I'm going to pull out my Spectrum Noir glitter pen, and I'm just going to add some sparkle to the ivory part of the flower just to help make that stand out just a little bit. Not much, but it's enough to give it some shimmer. And that is our project today, using the July kit of the month for the Glimmer Hot Foil System for Spellbinders. I do hope you enjoy it. If you should have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. And as always, in the video description, I will have a link to Spellbinders, their blog, of course their shop, their inspirational gallery, and anything else I can find. Absolutely. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending just a little bit of time with me today watching my video. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe, but make sure you ring that bell because you definitely don't want to miss the next video. You never know what's next. I hope everyone's having a great day. Remember, take care, but always remember what's most important. Always be creative.